Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now we're recording for live. We're all good for posterity's sake. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Amy. Let's give her a warm welcome. She's going to kick us off. This screen is a little bit small. Yeah, hold the camera.
Hi, everybody. First and foremost, I just want to thank you for lending us your time tonight and welcome you to Robin's beautiful home. I hope you all have a delicious beverage and some wonderful snacks and settle in for a fun and exciting presentation. And whether you're here to get the best skincare of your life, explore the entrepreneurial opportunity that Rodan+Fields has, or just support a friend, we really appreciate that you took your time out and came tonight. So first, I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about Rodan+Fields.
You can hit the down arrow.
I can hit the down arrow. I have a history of intriguing arrow activity. Ta-da! I can do it. See, you learn new stuff all the time in this business, which is actually part of why I love it. So you might even recognize these two lovely ladies. Dr. Fields and Dr. Rodan are what basically Women's Health called a dermatological dream team. They were the cutting edge physicians that came up with the idea of proactive solutions that may be dermatology you've seen on TV that was delivered to people's homes. And what happened is they began to see in their practice, because they still practice in California, 4 basic skincare concerns that people were dealing with, and they thought, you know, we can do with that what we did with Proactive. We can get dermatological skincare into people's hands, and we want to do what we can to make that happen. They decided they wanted to redefine the marketplace for dermatological skincare just as they did Proactive. I mean, when we were growing up, was there ever anything coming in the mail to help you with your skincare? No. And they had the same kind of groundbreaking ideas for this as they did for that. So they founded this regimen-based skincare system that gives you an approach of innovative solutions that give you visible clinical results. And I don't know when you're supposed to turn. And it's going to help you. Whitney and I are having a scare off. That's what's happening. For those of you on Zoom, Whitney and I are kind of having a thing going on, which is not new to anybody who knows us, right? Right. And so what they did is they decided they could really create a whole new world for people in terms of their business opportunities and their access to skincare. And you're going to see now, perfect. And I think that's all you have to do for me. Or no, I lied. So there's 4 reasons that we think this is such an amazing skincare model. And the first and foremost is the incredible brand. You have 2 highly recognizable individuals who are known for their dermatological professions, probably the best known dermatologist in the world. You have an incredible amount of transformational skincare that's available that gives you products and tools that are clinically proven to provide visible results. You have a business model that exists to support all the entrepreneurs involved, and that includes support from technology to marketing to business tools. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can just rely on all of the information that they give us. And then last but not least, you have effective tools and training to support you as an entrepreneur in the way you want to run your business. So that's pretty rare in this world. But what's even more rare are these next statistics. So you see here that they were the #1 skincare in 2016. And that is a celebratory ring to celebrate #1 in skincare in 2016. But there's more. It's also the #1 premium skincare brand in 2016 in all of North America. This is particularly significant because it shows the incredible power that bringing on the Canadian market had for Rodan+Fields. Then we have that it's the #1 fastest growing skincare brand. And that's for a brand that's simply come to the market in 2008. And so to have them already be #1 fastest growing in Canada is pretty amazing. It just opened in Canada in 2016. Then we have the #1 anti-aging skincare brand in the United States in 2016. And last but not least, we have the #1 premium acne brand in all of America in 2016. And so if you can even wrap your brain around what it would mean to be connected to a brand with that level of visibility and that level of quality, that level of ranking, that level of prestige for such a low level of cost. It's really exciting because one of the most important things that they wanted to do was make sure that all of us had low barriers to entry and high success rates when tools are applied and systems are used. And that's what we're all here for tonight because we believe in it very strongly. So now Catherine's going to tell you a little bit about the product. Yep, I wondered about that. It wasn't in my script, so I'm very excited. So my name, yeah, I'm good at that. I love going off script. So my name is Amy Wickthorn, and I've been in the nonprofit field my whole life. And I recently turned 51, actually turned 51 last week. I'm really excited. And I have a 26-year-old baby. And I realized on that kind of landmark birthday that I had spent my entire life building up organizations, nonprofits, my children, my partner, my husband, my friends, and I kind of left my well empty. And my body gave me a really clear signal that I had done that. I felt ill. I got Bell's palsy, which was a paralysis of the right side of my face. And I realized I really needed to start filling up my tank and giving myself an opportunity to dream bigger than I had ever dreamed before. And then I could go back and really lift up those other things that meant so very much to me. And Rodan+Fields has been the perfect vehicle for that, because not only does it allow me access to that level of productivity and success, it lets me connect with people like you every day, which is really what it's all about. Do you want to trade? Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. It's the talking stick. I do not. I just put.
When I was practicing put up, I decided let's visit virtually. They said great job.
Can I just let this hang here? Okay. Dangle.
Sorry.
All right, so my name is Catherine Dalton. I've been with Rodan+Fields. I'll go ahead and start with my story. Otherwise, I will be right there with Amy and I will forget and go right past it. So I've been with Rodan+Fields for about 2.5 years now. I was a customer before I became a consultant. And initially, when I heard about the business, you know, I kind of had every reason under the sun, I guess, for not doing it. You know, my husband and I both work all the time, full time, all the time. Some of the time, but that's pretty true. All the time is accurate. We've got 4 kids. I travel for work. You know, I wasn't well networked. I had all these reasons. I worked for the Army. I've worked for the Army for the past 22 years. I was on active duty for a long time, and now I'm a civilian. So that's my background, which does not really correlate well to skincare, like whatsoever, right? And what changed for me, although I was loving the products and I was loving using the products, what changed for me is we decided to send our oldest daughter to private school. And we kind of signed the forms and we sent them in and we looked at each other and we're like, okay, how are we going to pay for this? I love working for the government, but it is the definition of a fixed income. So I knew that if we had to cover down on something else, we had to figure out a way to do it. So I called my friend Andrea and I said, hey, let's meet for coffee. Tell me more about this. And I think I got started a week later. So for me, it's just been an incredible experience. I've never really worked with a group of women before. And as you all met tonight, these women are all fantastic. I love them to death. And it's just such a supportive team, such a supportive group, amazing company, amazing products, as we'll get to. And it's really just been a huge blessing for me and for my family. So empowering entrepreneurs. Just to touch quickly on kind of the background of Rodan+Fields and how they went from high-end retail to direct sales. They actually used to be the clinical side of Estee Lauder. So they were sold behind the glass counter in department stores. And they were the best-selling skincare line in those department stores. But when you look at high-end department stores, that's what, like, that's Barney's and that's Nordstrom's. That's stores we don't even have in Charlottesville. Right? Yes. So, you know, we could want these amazing products all day long, but, you know, I don't know about you all, but I very rarely go down to Richmond to, you know, to shop. So I would never have run across them. And they were seeing in those department stores that, you know, a lot of these ladies coming in that were interested in the products had heard about them from their sister, from their mother, from their best friend. And that was really driving a lot of traffic. So this really happened at the same time as social media was gaining ground, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and you don't really look up recommendations anymore, right? You go onto Facebook and you say, hey, we're going out to dinner tonight, any suggestions? And then you just sit back, right? And you just wait for the comments to come in. And they really wanted to take advantage of that. And they also wanted to help women just like themselves. You know, they are obviously extremely successful female entrepreneurs, and they really wanted to put that out there for the rest of us and let us have that kind of success as well. I'm just going to do the arrow. All right, so let's talk about the products for a little bit. So really all of us, whether we're 18 or whether we're 81, you know, we care about how we look. Healthy, youthful looking skin is an advertisement of health, and we all want it, right? No matter your age, no matter your ethnicity, that's really what you're after. And while we're all aging all the time, 80% of how we age is up to us. And I can say this because my mom's not here, but I was super happy to hear that statistic because I am not genetically blessed, like whatsoever. So I was, you know, I was thrilled to read that, and I'm thrilled to be able to implement that and to help affect that 80% with these amazing products, right? Which it really is effective, and we really have the statistics and the backup to prove it. So the skincare philosophy, the doctors, as Amy mentioned earlier, are still practicing dermatologists, right? They still see patients in their office out in California. I think it's a 2-year wait to get an appointment. So if you're holding out for that, you know, I'd say maybe not so much. But they're still practicing dermatologists, and they really saw 4 common issues come up in their practice every day. So what they did was they created 4 multi-med therapy regimens to address those 4 main issues. With those regimens, they offer what they call the multi-med therapy or multi-med philosophy. And that's really the right ingredients and the right formulations in the right order to affect results, right? And that's really what we're all looking for. Nobody wants to use skincare just because you have like 5 minutes in your evening that you need to do something with and you don't know what, right? You want it to affect something. You want to see a change. And this multi-med therapy is really the way the doctors developed to do it. So the Redefine regimen, this is our anti-age line. And it really layers cosmetic ingredients and powerful peptide technology to reduce and defend against the common signs of aging. This is my baby right here. Like, I live right here, like from here to here. I absolutely love Redefine. I mentioned I was a customer before I became a consultant, and I never really worried about skincare in my 20s or my early 30s. I had horrible acne as a teenager, so I knew the doctor's names from that. I used Proactive, and it kind of saved my butt when I was 16. But after my last appointment, I was 36. I probably looked at least 10 years older, and that's generous. And if anybody of you has seen my before picture, you can just nod. It was rough, right? So right about then, I started shopping around. I was looking through magazines. I was looking at shelves. I mean, if they sell it at Ulta, if they sell it at Sephora, I guarantee you I tried it. And nothing really made a difference, right? So was I skeptical when I started Redefine? Yeah. But 60-day guarantee, I figured, yeah, all right, I'll just return it in 60 days when it doesn't work, right? Like, that was my thought process. And obviously that was 2.5 years ago, and I have not looked back since. So I am a huge fan of Redefine. Now, our reverse regimen family, I guess I should say now, has 2 regimens. Both are really designed to clean the slate, to fight the effects of sun damage and sun exposure, and really reveal a fresher, brighter complexion. Reverse brightening is really designed to eliminate dullness, to brighten the complexion, and to fight discoloration. And reverse lightening is geared towards more significant discoloration, dark patches, age spots. But both work to exfoliate, brighten, and defend against sun exposure for really just a very radiant complexion. The Unblemished regimen is our acne line, #1 anti-acne line in the country. And I should say the Redefine regimen that I was so excited about, #1 anti-aging line in the country. I think Amy mentioned that earlier as well. But Unblemished also has that honor. The doctors obviously know what they're doing when it comes to acne, not just teenage acne, but adult acne as well. And it really works to combat the entire acne cycle. So what that does is really prevent those blackheads and those pimples from ever really making an appearance. My daughter, she's 15, and I had horrible skin. My husband had horrible skin as a teenager. It did not look good for her, right? Like it's all the signs pointed towards bad. And when she first started to break out about 3 years ago, I took her up to the kiosk in the mall. I'm like, oh, we'll get Proactive. It'll work like a champ. That's what I use. No problem. Well, it didn't, right? And fast forward about 2 months, I got my business kit and I handed the Unblemished to Ella and I said, here, try this. And her skin is beautiful. I mean, she's a sophomore now and it's gorgeous. And I love it for her that she doesn't have to go through high school with bad skin. Like they got enough issues, right? We don't need to buy bad skin on top of everything else. So our Soothe regimen is designed for anyone with dry, cracked, chapped, sensitive, or visibly red skin. And it uses peptide technology to actually build up the outer lipid layer and defend against all those environmental aggressors to really soothe the complexion and just really results in even-toned, radiant skin. All right, active hydration serum. Do we have the video with this? We don't. Okay. I think there's one more active hydration. I'm just going to go to the next one and then I'll talk about both of them. Okay. Active hydration serum is our newest product. And this is absolutely phenomenal. I started using it as soon as it came out. I wasn't all that excited. I didn't have dry skin, right? That was not what I thought at the time. That's what I thought. I'm very honest. So if you haven't picked up on that already, you will soon. So yeah, I was like, oh, it'll be great. It'll be great for people with dry skin, right? I'll try it. I'll see what I think. But I've been using Redefine for a couple years. My skin was good. It wasn't dry. And I used it and I fell in love in it took like 3 or 4 days. I was like, oh my gosh. My skin just looked plumper, fuller. It was not oily. It's just amazing. And really what active hydration serum does, it uses 3D 3P technology combined with cross-linked hyaluronic acid to actually increase the skin's moisture levels by 200%. So it has a 30% glycerin concentration, which is insane. And how they've managed to put all these, heavyweights into a formula that is not greasy, is not sticky, just soaks right in. It's phenomenal. I am absolutely a fan. And one of the great things about active hydration serum is you can really combine it with any of our regimens and achieve really kind of different additional effects depending on the regimen. You can look at combine with Redefine and added radiance. And that's just one of the clinically proven results of incorporating active hydration serum with the regimen. There's many more. Pair it with Reverse for fewer fine lines, get more balanced skin when you use it with Unblemished, and visible firmness when used with Soothe.
By the way, your skin looks amazing.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Plump? Thanks. I was shooting for plump. Right in here. Right in here. So, oh, I tell you what, I love it. I love it. Thank you. All right. So getting back to innovative products and tools. So there really is, with Rodan+Fields, there really is a solution for everyone, right? Not just with the regimens, but also by incorporating some of our products and some of our tools. Within the Redefine line, Acute Care and the AmpMD roller. Acute Care and the AmpMD roller, and we can kind of get, absolutely. You can actually feel it if you'd like. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Pass it, we can pass it around. Oh, I tell you what, right here, yeah. Yeah, I think, I know that has made a huge difference for me. Right here, my crow's feet, just the overall texture, it's phenomenal. Yes, neck, yep. You know what, I never used to use it on my neck because I didn't think that was a problem. And then I saw a picture and I realized it is a problem. So that's been a recent addition. I didn't used to mess with that, and then I was like, oh my god, oh, yeah. Yeah, so products and tools, the AMP-MD roller, acute care, those can really be used to further reduce those expression lines, those fine lines, increase firmness, and really just augment, as far as the acute care goes, augment any regimen, and the AMP-MD roller. All right. You've got me totally intrigued with the butt size. I just totally lost my train of thought. Like, how could butt size possibly be used? Like, what are you trying to do? I am picturing it, yes. Yeah, that ship sailed for me a long time ago. I know. Oh, is it really South Side Pirate Day? All right, and in addition to some of our tools with Redefine, last fall we launched Lash Boost. Amazing. This was, again, and if you haven't got it, then I'm kind of skeptical, kind of cynical right now. So they announced this at convention, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, it's amazing. If you could have seen my, I never knew how lash deficient I was until I got them. It's amazing. Got lashes. Like, yes, amazing. Not efficient. Non-deficient lashes? Yes. Yes. Oh. And you know what? I never even knew. I sound like an after-school special. I was lash deficient and I never knew. But I didn't, and I used it, and I mean, all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, these look awesome. So yeah, I say it all the time, but my bikini body was not ready this summer. But when your lashes are amazing, you feel really good. Like I'm like the sexiest person in the room, you know, and it's all up here. All right, so we're so focused on effective products, right, on well-researched products, on products that really do make a difference, that we stand behind them, right? And I mentioned earlier the 60-day guarantee. The only reason that I got started was because I could return them in 59 days. That they really stand true to that, and it's because we do expect them to work. We expect them to work for you. And we expect them to be effective. And if they're not, the doctors do stand behind a full 60-day guarantee, which I love for myself. I love to be able to offer that to my customers who sometimes are, you know, oh, I don't know if I should try it or not. You know, it's one thing to say, you know, hey, try it. If it doesn't work, I'll help you return it, but you're going to love it. So the doctors really stand behind everything that they bring to market. And I've loved that since the beginning, and I still love that now. All right, so we're moving on. All right, Robin. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Passing of this.
I know. My accessory right now.
Yeah. Very nice job. Thank you. Fantastic. So I'm ready to sign up again. Great thing. If only they would let us, then I don't have to, because I am here. And I am so appreciative that you all are here. And, you know, just to continue with the the conversation about why Rodan+Fields is so amazing. Our buzz, our incredible doctors have been named in the 2 of the top 10 women entrepreneurs of the decade by Investopedia, and that's up there with Beyonce, Oprah Winfrey, Sarah Blakely with the Spanx. Like people that we care about, that we hear about all the time. We've been on the Today Show, featured for our social commerce, and also, interestingly enough, one of our first presentations that Jennifer and I attended, one of our friends that we met there, she was actually featured by the Today Show as well for being a mom who made, being in direct selling is the business model that makes more millionaire moms. So really incredible, the people that we get to, hobnob with and be around. And just in 2016, we tripled our media impressions over 2015, which means we had 580 media impressions, and they were all free. We didn't have to pay anything. 580 million media impressions. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I just skipped right over that million part. Sorry, guys. I appreciate that because I need all the help I can get. Exactly. Knocked it out of the park. I get so excited to skip words. So the question is, what if you could work with the brightest, right? What if you could work with Rodan+Fields? What if you could be with amazing people that we spend our time with to encourage you and inspire you to do more than you could ever imagine? When I started my business, I, 5 years ago, thought I was going to use it to brush up on my professional skills and find a great job, because I had gotten myself into what I thought on paper was going to be a great plan of working in the school system. I was gone back to school to get my teaching certificate. I'd been working in the school system, and I discovered that while I love children and I love education, being a teacher was not for me. It was not as flexible as I needed. And I was really sick of the great reviews and the information that I would maybe have a job next year if it was in the budget. I couldn't do that anymore. So I started my business with Jennifer when she invited me to learn more about Rodan+Fields. And initially I told her, that's great, I will support you, I'm so excited for you. I use my kids' skincare. It's amazing. It works for me perfectly. And again, I was looking for a job. Well, 5 years later, here I am. I have learned so many things. My professional skills have definitely increased. I knew nothing about Facebook, about for video conferencing or anything that we do these days, or running a business. I knew nothing about that. And now I've matched my husband's 27-year career income, and I'm able to work this around a very active volunteer schedule, as well with our church, as well as the women's conference here in Charlottesville. That's in February. So anybody who wants to come to that, February 28th. Pretty exciting, and it's just gonna February 28th, 2018, and I just see everything continue to go like this, which is really exciting. So we get to be our own boss. We get to define what we want for our jobs. We get to connect with other amazing people. I already talked about that. I have made more friends than I ever realized, and it's been through a lot of different ways. I mean, some of it is through social commerce, through networking, through LinkedIn, but it's also through the traditional methods of getting together, right? Like Alicia and I met last spring at the women's conference that I'm now helping out with, and we reconnected over the summer, and now she's one of my team members and a friend, so there are people that I count as team members and friends who I never ever would have met or would have imagined knowing before. So it's really wonderful and amazing. So two ways we build our business, through customer loyalty and through our team members. I definitely would not have been as successful, and I won't be as successful if I don't have really wonderful customers who continue to order products and appreciate the service that I provide to them, or if I didn't have team members who were linking arms with me and also expanding our vision. It's great because you can start with a little tiny vision of thinking or brush up on your professional skills to just this big, amazing thing where, eventually, who knows what I'm going to do, but I think a manufacturing company is going to be in my future because I have trouble with shoes. And, we really, like I mentioned before, we leverage our networks. We leverage them through social commerce, through in-person meetings, and then through our team connections. And that all just builds and works together. It's really I keep going back to the word amazing because I can't find another word that describes it more effectively for me. It's all just, it's synergistic. It really, yeah, it's synergistic. I think that's a great word and very empowering. And we have incredible support. So the reason that our businesses work is not because I'm charming and I can speak really well, because, you know, I forget things like 580 million media impressions. It's because we have great, amazing products and tools that the doctors have provided for us. So they take care of all the fulfillment of the orders. If I had to ship things to my customers and to my team members, I'm sorry, my business would not be anywhere. It is not my forte. I love that I get to ship gifts to people and to celebrate accomplishments and achievements. And the products all get shipped straight from the warehouse to the customer, to the consultant, which also makes sure that they're fully effective. I mean, that's a really great factor of integrity. We have incredible resources right at our fingertips, the solution tool. I'm not a dermatologist, I'm a history major. You know, I worked in nonprofit management and K-12 education. So these great tools that allow us to ask a few questions and get the right skincare recommendations, product recommendations for our customers is really fantastic. And we also have product experts that are also at our fingertips, both online as well as, you know, dialing the phone number and asking them questions if we need that. And then incredible training that is offered in a myriad of ways, both from the corporate and from our consultant. It's just 24/7 on demand at your fingertips. Some of it does, you actually have to show up, you know, at a time and arrive, but then it gets recorded and you can watch it anytime you want to. So it really meets all of our needs. It is an incredible opportunity for people of all backgrounds. We have all ages, we have all genders, we have all ethnicities. That really the only thing that holds us back is the stuff between our ears. It's nothing else. That's the only thing that holds us back from being successful and reaching our dreams. Again, I mean, we have a lot of fun together. We have partnerships where we power up and encourage each other and challenge each other. And we have these great meetings where we all get together as well. So what if your career came with this amazing community? How awesome would that be when you get to wake up in the morning and be like, oh my gosh, who am I going to help today? Who's going to help me be able to achieve the things that I want to achieve? We are also very committed to serving people outside of our Rodan+Fields community through our R+F Prescription for Change Foundation. We have raised over $3 billion in the last, I think, 3 years, which means that we can serve 500,000 program days, and we've come into 5 cities. So that's pretty exciting and amazing. There you go with the amazing again. Heidi Wilsmiller, who is our Chief Operating Officer, I think really sums it up in the simplest and most effective ways. We believe in passion and purpose over power and position. And there's nothing more freeing and exciting than that. So life-changing skincare, how can you get started? There are 4 ways that you can become a consultant. You can start on the business kit application. You can start with the personal results kit, which really helps you to become the product of the product. And then the 2 ways that, the top ways for the big business launch kit, which is $6.95. It's a great way to be able to experience all the products that we have and talk about them and start building your business. And then the $9.95 kit, which is what I started with. It also comes, in addition to having access to all the products, it comes with all of the tools that we need to talk and share about the products. And when I started with that, not because I thought I was going to be making $1 million, but because I knew it was a great investment. It's the only time you can get a 50% discount on your product. So like Catherine, I was fully ready to be like, 60 days later, I am done and passing this back, you know? But I also thought, well, if I like the products, I can at least keep them and I have really good skincare for a year. And with the $6.95 and the $9.95, you get an additional regimen of your choice as well. So again, the what if question, it's a great question. Again, what if your career came with a community who really believed in what you could do and supported you in in making your dreams reality and not having to take time off from work or ask for permission to take time off from work. Last week, I took my son on a college visit to Virginia Tech, and I didn't have to tell anybody. I mean, I did because it's like, I wanted to tell my husband and my kids and stuff, but I didn't actually have to. I didn't have to ask for permission, to take that time off. It was really amazing. Again, amazing. And we get to look great. I'm going to be, well, I'm 49. I'm turning 49 this year. So I definitely, when I started my business, I actually started when I was going out of town and had my kit shipped to me where I was going. And I came back a couple weeks later and saw a friend at church. I was stopping in to do something, and she said, "Oh my gosh, Robin, you look great. What, did you start losing weight? Did you get your hair cut? Like, did you start working out? What's different?" Like, I just started washing my face. Really nice. So they work. And again, what if you were the CEO of you? So we really invite you to, think about how Rodan+Fields could fit into your life. We welcome, you being a consultant and taking this plunge with us is something that's intriguing to you. We'd love to help you and welcome you and support you. If the products sound really great, we'd love to have you as a customer. And of course, referrals and moral support are always appreciated. But if you think of several people come to mind of who you think might be really great at this, I encourage you to go back to thinking about being a consultant. So thank you very much. I appreciate all that you've had to say, or all that I'm listening. Man, my head was shut. All right, thank you. I think we're going to sign off unless anybody questions. I can't. I'll put my earbuds in case somebody wants to come on and say anything. Maybe live have questions? Yes. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think we can turn it off virtually.